The number one factor that will determine if you are successful as a real estate agent, I believe, is your mindset. It's all up here. Where your mind is will determine where you go. Whether this business changes your life like it has for me, or whether you fall flat on your face. What I want to touch on in this video is a couple things. First of all, what it's like to be a realtor, what the real life situation is. Also, where many realtors are failing, what's causing such a high failure rate of 90% around there. And also the things you should be doing as a realtor. So first, let's dive into what it's like to be a realtor. So the first thing that I think happens is people get their real estate license, and whether you're brand new or you've been doing it a while and you're just struggling, I think they have the wrong idea of what it is to be a realtor. Being a realtor is a hardcore sales job. And I don't mean that you treat your clients like you're trying to hardcore sell them things. I mean, when it comes to getting and gaining clients, you need to treat it like a hardcore sales job. It is the best marketer that wins in real estate. It's not the best realtor, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. But you need to understand that being a real estate agent comes with so much rejection and so much failure. But we don't care about that. You need to be able to brush that off, and that is where a lot fail. They don't understand that coming into this, you are going to get rejected way more than you actually get something. I had a friend, don't get mad at me for this, I didn't say this, but this is just a funny way to put it that I think totally makes sense. He told me, if I'm at a bar and I talk to 10 girls, if 9 of them say no, that means 1 of them said yes. And that's such a stupid thing, but it's so true. And that's what you need to focus on in real estate, that a lot of this is a numbers game. Unless you plan to just sell a couple houses a year to your friends or family, then you're not going to be super successful if you're afraid to put yourself out there. So having the ability to rise up and overcome, and understanding that if 9 people tell you no, that means 1 of them told you yes. Brushing that off. So many people get so tied up and afraid once they get rejected once that they just stop because they can't understand it. Not everyone wants what you're selling. That's perfectly fine. You reach out to people, you see who wants it. If they don't, that's okay. If they curse you out, who cares? Move on to the next. How many sales calls you get in your life? You don't remember as soon as you hang up. Yeah, it's annoying. But those people, sometimes you get one that actually has something you want, right? And that kind of leads into the next point of, as a realtor, you have to be able to overcome your fear of putting yourself out there. If you are too afraid to put yourself out there, you will never succeed. And here's why. Because in order to work with you, someone has to know you exist. And if so, you're not putting yourself out there, you're never even taking a swing. You never even have a chance to get that business. You have to overcome, and the fear of putting yourself out there is just another fear of failure or rejection. You're afraid of, I don't like how I sound on camera. I don't like how I look. Or what if I call this person and I bother them? All that's just a fear of rejection, a fear of failure. You need to somehow wrap your head around the fact that that right there will hold you back and crush any chance you have. That little mindset change is, think about why you're doing this. Think about your family. Think about your friends. Maybe you got bills. Maybe whatever the reason is keeping the status quo worth it? Is it worth it to not call people? Is it worth it to not put something out on social media? No, it's not worth it. Who cares if you get rejected? You just got to overcome it and do it. Next thing I want to talk about, why is there such a high failure rate and where are agents lacking? So again, like I mentioned, fear of rejection, fear of failure, that's a huge one. You got to overcome that and just put yourself out there. There's also a big lack of motivation. A lot of us became realtors because we don't want people telling us what to do. We want to be our own boss and do our own thing. With that, no one's telling you what to do. You get to do your own thing. And a lot of times people just kind of wait around thinking business is going to knock on the door. You have to go out and earn it. You have to earn every client, and don't think that you're entitled just because you know them, because I promise you, everyone you know knows like 10 other realtors. So the person who's putting out high quality content, who's keeping in touch, who's doing things like really well done newsletters with good quality local information, those are the people they're going to choose. So don't get upset when they don't choose you. Along with the lack of motivation comes a lack of structure and a schedule. When you have a job, you know you go to work this time, you do these tasks until this time, and then you go home. Somehow we become realtors and forget all about that, and we just like sit around, we do a little bit here, go on the MLS, organize the office. No, you need to set yourself out a schedule, and this is what changed the game for me when I started to do more and more business and things started to get hard. Oh man, I forgot to follow up with that person because I had no schedule. I didn't know I was supposed to follow. I would just, as I would do things, I would think about it and say, oh, I should do cold calls today. Oh, I should update that client, or I should send some properties to this client. Now I built out a schedule, and I know, for example, every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm going to call my clients and update them. They love it because they consistently hear from me every week. I love it because I don't even have to think about it. I know the first thing I'm doing Monday morning is calling my clients and just let them know what's going on. Friday afternoon's another example. That's when I bulk film videos. So I know Friday afternoon, I don't even have to think about it. I'm bulk filming videos. It has taken so much stress away and has made me so much more consistent with my clients. My prospecting and my business exploded when I did that because I kept up on things. If you treat real estate like a job, it'll be the highest paying job you've ever had, and that is 100% true. Also, lack of prospecting. This goes again to fear of rejection, lack of motivation, no schedule. If you think you're going to change your life by not outbound prospecting, meaning reaching out to people, connecting with homeowners, it's not going to happen. If you just depend on your sphere of influence, you'll be like 80% of agents making peanuts, probably out of the business in 5 years. You have to be able to sell houses to people you don't know. When you do that, you in turn build credibility with the people you do know, who then give you more business. I always say, the more business you do, the more you get. So factoring in a time, a schedule, and prospecting is super important. If you are making under $250K or you're a new realtor, there's literally two things you should be doing, and that's it. You should be focusing on content creation and having conversations. And that's when it comes to prospecting. Obviously, you're working your deals and things like that, but I mean as far as prospecting goes and building your business, content creation, having conversations. We can even break that down to really one thing, having conversations, because isn't the idea of content creation in order to have your sphere reach out to you to have conversations? So again, don't be afraid of prospecting and having conversations. That's literally all you should be doing, because the more people you talk to, the more business you'll have. The agents who have the most conversations have the most deals, period. That's it. That's all you need to know. The more conversations you have, the more deals you have. It all boils down to kind of one thing that I want to focus on too, is that, and I believe Jared James said this. Someone comment and let me know. Visibility trumps ability. Meaning, it doesn't matter if you're the best realtor in the world. If nobody knows you're a realtor, it doesn't matter. This also stems on what I said, how the more you do, the more you get. When you become visible, you get more deals, you get more people sending you deals, you get more people appreciating your content. Just by doing more deals, you're going to get better and better and better. And that is when I sit in a listing appointment and other agents call me and say, oh, how'd you beat me for that listing? Well, I've had thousands and thousands of conversations with home sellers. You've had like 5. You know, who's going to win? Who seems like the pro? Because I've done a certain amount of deals, I've figured out what works and what doesn't work, and I've put systems in place to make things easier for me, better on my clients, and that service ends up getting me referrals and more business. So, and it all stems down to one thing. My goal is to make myself the most visible agent in the area. And so if you are afraid of that and have this mindset like you're just going to sit back, I'm telling you, you need to get over that, and you need to put yourself out there. But what I want you to walk away from this video with is the mindset of, you have to go earn it. This is not an easy career, but man, is this a rewarding career. It can change your life like you wouldn't believe, but you have to put in the effort not just once, but every single day. Every day you need to wake up, follow a schedule. It can be boring, it can be tedious, but the results on the other end are insane. I'm telling you, if you just set a schedule and you consistently prospect and you put out content and you get over the fear of rejection, 5 years from now, even 1 year from now, your life will be completely changed. Never forget how difficult this is, and that everyone who is where you want to be put in the work. Why can somebody like me do it and somebody like you can't? BS. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. The weight of the world, your business world, is on your shoulders every single day in this industry, and sometimes it's hard. But man, when you win, is it incredible. So mindset, mindset, mindset. And if you have anything to add, please let me know, and always reach out with questions or concerns.